gone too quick. He thinks he's a star when you... Did we there when I want to see that? He thinks he's a star when you need to get a few. Well, I don't know what that means, is it? That's just a little shite. What was the reason for you leaving your flat for the street man? I didn't leave. I got forced out by the landlord because I wasn't getting on with his fucking with his nephew.
Are you sure it wasn't because the way you are now, the reason Paddy threw you out? Don't quite believe that it was someone else's fault. And Addick always blames everybody else. Been there and done it, got the t-shirt. But what you're doing, Scotty, is taking the piss out of someone who reached the hand, put a hand out to you to help you up and house you, whether you're in a shed or not. Better being in a shed somewhere secure, warm, electric, clothing, food, than being stuck underneath a bridge in Newcastle with holding onto your plastic bag for dear life and a teddy bear. And now what you're doing is you're coming on YouTube on a live at 5 in the morning, gouching your tits off, crack finding, crackheads when they're looking for stuff on the floor. They're looking for like a little white thing on the floor, which could be anything in the world. It's definitely not crack. But then what you're doing while you're looking, you're falling asleep. And then what you're doing then is gouging. And then when you shock yourself, you're hitting yourself or you're touching the floor or you're jerking. And this is what you're doing here now at 5 o'clock in the morning on a live stream. Know fine well Paddy's over the way from you. Doesn't want you on drugs and you're telling me you're feeling the best you've ever felt. I hope one day you watch this back.
The big time. Like, I got into it, but it was serious. Really serious. Oh, he went with attackers with fucking 2 fucking metal boards and everything, man. And what you gotta do with them? I said, put them to him before you hurt yourself, will you? And fucking... well, after that, he was just on the phone to the landlord every single day, saying I was playing music too loud, I was playing that my telly was too loud, you know, any day. I don't even listen to music.
Look at the eyes, people. Look at the eyes.
You know, and plus he was saying, what was that? The fuck else was he saying?
Right, he's going into the gouch mode now, where his body is sleeping. He's still thinking in his head, but he's gone literally motionless. And then something will shock him and you'll see him jump out of it.
What else was he saying now?
There. Do you see it? There. Straight away, bang. You couldn't have missed it. He's gouching, he's in a world of his own, and then his elbow slips off something, and that's when he wakes up and realises that, shit, I'm on a live, I need to act normal again. But he's that fucked on pre-gabs. Diazepam. Wouldn't surprise me he's been smoking crack in the day. I very doubt he's on heroin because he's on Subutex, which is a substitute for that. So he doesn't take heroin, so he doesn't, he doesn't need heroin because he's on Subutex. So he won't be like stringing out or not. But what I'm saying to you is he's probably had diazepam and pre-gabs on top of his subby. He stayed up all night, he's fighting the sleep, he doesn't want to go to sleep, he's fighting it, and he's gouching out and he doesn't know what he's doing, he's in a world of his own, he's blaming the scratches on his nose because he slipped outside, when really he's gouching that much Something shocked him and he fell forward and hit his nose on a piece of wood in the shed. I've been watching this for an hour and it's fucking hard to watch. After knowing what he was like a month after being at Paddy's, when he was walking up and down with Paddy with the dog or whatever, I seen a video with him, coherent, he was talking normal, he wasn't gouching, his eyes weren't closing, he's got headphones on for no reason at all, he doesn't even know why he's got them on, there's no one's on the panel, he's not on anyone to speak to anyone, he's speaking to people that aren't even there. If you listen carefully, he's speaking to people that aren't even in the shed with him. At one point, he's knocked the light off this live. He's knocked the light off the side. And he's down in the corner of the shed with his head touching the floor. And it's sad. And how we can go up to Paddy later on this day and tell Paddy he's not took nothing. I'm surprised Paddy has not slapped him across the chops and threw him off that farm and told him back where he come from. Because he's not only shit on people in the GoFundMe, he's probably embarrassed the sheriff as well. Because the sheriff was the first person to take him to his mate's house to get whatever he was getting. Because sheriff trusted him and he was listening to, like, he probably blagged sheriff like he was blagging Paddy in the shed the other day. Literally begging him to get out the house. To get out the, whatever they call it, a shed. But really, we know now he's going to meet Burkett to get more tablets, but Burkett wasn't even going to meet him. He was just doing it to put on the internet to piss Paddy off. And what he's done now, Burkett is fucking Scotty in a worse position than he was, just for his own gain. So shame on you, Tony, for doing that. Absolute bacon chops, mate. That Cyclops eye will get slapped right out of your head. You have caused more trouble for Scotty for your own gain, for your own laughter, and that's shame on you, fella. We know you're a scumbag anyway. But back to Scotty, this is what I'm talking about. He's gone, he's an addict. If anyone's offering him stuff, he's an addict, he's going to go with it. But I certainly don't believe that he knew it was Tony on the phone, because he was getting multiple calls off loads of people. I remember rightly watching the live. But the last week or so, it's been hard to watch. It's absolutely gut-wrenching knowing that he's going to be back on the streets, but it's his own fault. You can't say no one's helped him, because these people went out of their way to help him. People were sending clothes and everything, because when he got picked up off the street, he had a plastic bag, a teddy bear, and clothes that looked like he'd been sleeping in them on the street for the last year. He looked horrendous, mate. He was a skeleton. He was the shadow of himself. Now he's got better, and now he's thought, oh, just take little bits here and there. But eventually the addiction shows out, and this is what we're all seeing now. And it's fucking gut-wrenching to watch him. I'll leave it on for a couple of seconds, but I've got to bail out, so I just thought I'd make this. I haven't had my say on the matter. It's none of my business. I can't really do much. I don't really care. But looking at the bigger picture, Tony Burkett, shame on you for doing what you've done to him, putting it online just to get a Paddy. Embarrassing. You need to grow up, lad. And also, look, I wouldn't blame Sheriff. Sheriff has just been a friend to him and helping him out. And obviously, Sheriff believed him that he wasn't going to go and get something, but he did. He is what he is. It's not Paddy's fault. Paddy's done more for you than anybody else. Even your ex-bird you speak about, where was she when you're sleeping on the streets? Did any of them help you around Newcastle, your ex-bird and that? Nah, because you know what? They only want you when you've got money. Once the money's run out, you're no good to them. And now you've ruined the best thing that could have happened to you. Sticking on the straight and narrow with Paddy, feeding you every day. You've got a roof over your head. You've got gas for some heating. You've got electric. You've got Wi-Fi. You've got a phone. You've got new clothes on your back. Clean clothes off Rhonda. Food off Rhonda. No doubt Rhonda was dropping food off for you. You've blew that bridge. No one want that. She's done with you. The last straw was Paddy. And what did you do? Spit down in your mother's ashes that you were going to meet your friend from prison, and you didn't. You were meeting Cyclops. Absolutely disgusting. I've had my say on this. That's all I'm going to say about it. But it is what it is. Scotty, if you end up on the street, fella, it's your own fucking fault. Peace out.